Hello, 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 hello. What's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing? What's going on? Welcome to Stock Drains at late night here. How you doing, everybody? Just messing around with you guys. My apologies. It's late night here. Not really that late night, but I'm getting older. Arizona time, 10:30. So my apologies. It says 12 hours from now we're gonna have a live. No way he means tomorrow, right? No, hell no, Robert. You're right. No way. My apologies, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. All right. So in this video, what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to basically pre-write what to expect kind of coming this week. We have our earnings for Clover Health tomorrow. Very excited for this, and just wanted to do some due diligence right now with you guys because this is actually really important to talk about here. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and talk to you guys about what I'm loving what I'm seeing. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm seeing. All right, so we talked a little bit about this earlier this week. If you don't remember, that's fine. I'm going to repeat it again because it is important. And again, these concepts may be new to some people, but hear me out. So this is the commercial banks, right? All loans and leases versus commercial and industry loans. Okay, so think of like like all loans and leases versus commercial and industry. So it's like all loans versus commercial, right? So the number of all loans is on top, and then you have the red here, and then all of them in terms of all the loans are in blue. So you're getting a good view of things, but that's not the main point. I just wanted to make sure we like drive home the point what we're looking at. The second thing I want to basically preface here is the gray. The gray here is the recession, right? Whenever you have a gray, there's a recession. Just kind of quickly, 1975-ish. In the 80s, the ones that you're familiar with was the dot-com bubble, great financial crisis, and the 2020 pandemic, right? So let's just analyze. I want us to just analyze essentially, let me just get a red here. I want us just to analyze this section here, this section here, this one here, and then interpret what this is here. Now, because we already have red on here, I think it's just not going to be useful for us to use a red pen. So let's go ahead and do something that's, let's do green because Clover, right? Good. All right. So check this out. So as you can see here, when these all loans and leases versus commercial loans and industry loans, when they start going down, you can see both of them here. They start going down, right? And once they're nearing kind of a bottom per se, which is what we have here, usually the N, B, E, can't spell, sorry guys, NBER, the National Bureau of Economic Research, they call out a recession, which is this gray thing here, okay? So usually when we're at a bottom, we're like, oh, okay, we're at the end of we're at the end of the recession. We are about to recover. Okay, so this is we call this recovery. Okay, let's analyze this again. We get a drop off loans. We see all these loans coming in, and monetary policy becomes tightened. Right, so we get a drop. Things are falling. There's some stabilization in all loans. Historically first, and then these commercial loans were going down, and then we go ahead and we once they start to form some peak, usually a minimum, usually it's around the same time. You get a recession here, and then you get a recovery. The recovery here. This is the recovery. Again, same thing. It dropped, formed the minimum, then we had a recovery. But again, the recovery was more stimulus, aka inflation. All this money was coming in. But now I want you to take all this information, and again, you can apply the same information here, and I want you to apply it to this. Okay. There was some form of a peak. It started falling. The monetary conditions became more tighter. And this is the take-home message. Again, I can't just explain it to you. Some of you will get it. I want to explain the whole picture. So if you haven't listened up, this is the time to listen. Okay. You can see now it's starting to form some form of a bottom here. Okay. And what this means is I think we are coming out of a rolling recession. You can Google what a rolling recession means, but I think, 2022 was really like a huge tech recession. But we're coming off of this rolling recession, and now we're about to assume some form of a recovery. So let's go ahead and analyze this. Now, if you recall, I've actually given you, this is a different graph. I've shown you this graph. I've shown you this graph before, but I cleaned up the data to show you this graph, which is the same thing. Commercial and industry loan growth has gone negative. And you might be asking, you're like, well, Al, when it goes negative, does that mean like we're gonna die? We're just gonna become poor and die, man? What's going on? No. So I think you're fine, right? So every time it goes from positive to negative, it's actually, as you can see here, from negative to positive, there's usually a recession, right? It's very hard to ascertain. The data here is messy, but if you clean it up, you can see how there's a beautiful pattern here, okay? And if we were to analyze all of the times it went from negative to positive, and we analyze all the times it cycled from positive 10 over 10 to negative 0, less than 0. It cannot be a negative 0. Sorry. My math teacher would punch me right now. Okay. So 1975, 1990, 2001, 2009, 2021. Every time it's happened, we get an average aggregate of a bull market. The only exception was the dot-com bubble crash. Okay. Now, I think we got some form of a dot-com crash in 2022. I think we're not going to experience the 2001 cycle. I think we're going to experience majority of these. And again, we can aggregate this and take the average. Like I said, in 2 to 3 years from now, I think small caps are going to win. Okay, now, and mid caps too, right? Why do I think that? Because we took all this data and analyzed all of the stocks. Now, I don't know. Hold on. I don't know why the hell there's like 2 of these. So, okay, good. Sorry about that. It was confusing me. If we take all of this data and aggregate it, within 2 to 3 years, we should see a 48 to 90% increase. Now, again, you might be arguing with me and saying, Al, that's not really a lot comparison with Clover. Guys, listen, this is an aggregate of all the small caps. Okay. We're not talking about just Clover. Okay. We could make your mind bigger. Okay. We're talking about all small caps. Okay. So look at the left column. So I believe with all that's happening right now, I really believe that we are headed into a everything is aligning really well. And if the Federal Reserve, they're going to be meeting this week or sometime in the next 2 weeks, and if they don't fuck up what they basically done, they should sound less hawkish and more dovish, or somewhat less hawkish, right? And all they need to do is let the economy work itself. And if this works, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have the roaring 2020s. We're going to see growth like we have not seen before. Okay. So very quickly, let's go ahead and let's open up our due diligence here, and let's look up the earnings. And no, not that one. Not that one. ED earnings here, CLOV. And I want to see, so on average, we should expect to see the last earnings move for Clover was 4.51%. Average is around 9.6. The next earnings move should be, which is tomorrow, it should be 16.15%. Now, again, this could be priced in because people are getting access to this data. They're getting smarter with it. We can see we kind of had that 20% increase, right? What I'm looking at is profitability. That's what's going to set them apart. And then once, let me go quickly to our mastering here. Let me show you a little quick tab here. Let me show you a little quick tabbers here. We go to value. No. We're going to go to growth. We're going to go to growth versus value. So this is the ratio of growth over value. If the number is over 1, growth is winning. If the number is below 1, value is winning. So here's kind of the one here. So you have this one, which was it right here? So here's 1. Okay. You can see that this is kind of the ratio. We can call this kind of the stabilization. Let's say we can call it the average. When this index that I mathematically modeled is higher, let's say, than this line. So if it's in here, growth wins. If it's down here, value wins. Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening right now? We are here. We are right here. Growth is about to just go insane. Okay. All right. So, and this is kind of the cycle between growth versus value. You can kind of basically see it here. So if we were to look at this link here really quickly, we should see that we went from, again, this is growth over value. So it was growth, value, growth, then hella value. And we just basically broke. Remember in October, the October lows, we're going to growth now, and we're going to see if we're going to just shoot off. Okay. So that's kind of my analysis here. Now, again, like I told you in a couple of videos ago, we recently signed up with Chamath's private group. It's about $109 a month. He just posted some interesting concepts related directly to Clover Health about the SPACing process, and he relates the whole Federal Reserve. It's a great write-up. I went ahead and analyzed it. It took me some time to sit down and write it up, and I created an article that you can find on the stock terminal. So for all of our members, this is the Chamath Edge that you can see here. Go to the Research Edge form of the stock terminal. This is for the lifetime access members and stock terminal members. And you can read the analysis in the bulletin point on what Chamath was saying and how he believes what's going to happen to Clover on his write-up. So definitely is really great. So again, this is Chamath Edge for people that don't know. It's a great way to look at what billionaire insights. We're going to look at other billionaires too, and we're going to take this corpus of data and then be able to rewrite it up in an actionable way to help retail investors thrive. This is direct access to elite strategies and how people look at the market from seasoned investors, and it's a nice little level up. So if you want access to this, there'll be a link down below for more information if you're curious. But overall, I will see you guys tomorrow, and I'm very excited to, lead on the earnings report. I'm going to set that up right now so we can have it nice and fresh, so there's no issues. Okay, and we will go from there. Well, you know what? Quick answer to this question: I believe so. I believe so. We'll definitely go in, and we will see you guys tomorrow. It's a little Christmas tomorrow. We get Christmas every 3 months. It's who said growing old is boring, right? Earnings report. If you told me 20 years ago I would like earnings, I would tell you what the hell's wrong with you. But things change, right? Have a wonderful day. Good night. God bless you guys, and have a wonderful Sunday.